नमस्ते स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम पढ़ेंगे लेज़र एंड नॉन लीनियर ऑप्टिक्स एमएससी फाइनल फिजिक्स पेपर 8 ए में द थ्रेशोल्ड कंडीशन। लेट अस स्टार्ट। You know that the full form of laser is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Amplification, actually speaking, here in case of laser, amplification is a misnomer. Why? Because there are actually oscillations, laser oscillations, and we have to find the criteria that the laser oscillations may start. You know that in natural systems there are two things. One is the loss mechanism and one is the forcing term or force term. Here, as you see here, we have a resonator cavity with two mirrors R1 and R2. Contained within this is an active medium. Gamma is the gain coefficient and alpha is the attenuation coefficient. When there is no attenuation, we say that the system is gaining, or when the gain coefficient is much larger than the attenuation coefficient, then we have amplification. But what is the need of gain here? Because in the absence of gain, the attenuation will be more and the signal decays. That is the thing in other systems which are not laser system or which are not designed for this purpose. Uh, at least in case of here in optics, in such optics, nonlinear optics, lasers. So we have two terms, amplification and another is oscillation. So for laser oscillations or for operation of a laser, for successful operation of laser and realization of laser, we must have the state of population inversion. So as to make a medium amplifying incident radiation, state of population inversion is must. Here we see there are two levels. One is the ground level and one is the excited level. Generally what happens, the population of excited level is less. That means atoms in excited level are less than those in the ground state. They reach here by accepting some stimulating radiation that we may call a pump. Now what happens in laser, there is a fast non-radiative transition to a metastable state where the population is inverted, and then by the process of stimulated emission we manage to make transition of uh, those atoms to the ground state, and we obtain a coherent pulse. So what is the thing? The thing is that the oscillations are there, and those oscillations may be continuous or in the form of pulses. Now you see, as I told you, there is an active medium in which the which is having a gain coefficient and an attenuation coefficient. The medium acts as an optical amplifier for those frequencies which fall within its line width. There must be a line width, that means a frequency domain in which the active medium interacts with the radiation. That is called the line width. So we assume that the line width is between some frequency omega and frequency omega plus d omega. Now there is an optical resonator. We may it is sort of a thing like Fabry parrot eternal that we have studied. Here the radiation bounces back and forth between the mirrors, and it is amplified by the amplifying medium, because the role of the amplifying medium here is to gain, to bring the multiplication in intensity that we shall shortly see. Now it is the radiation is amplified by the amplifying medium, and the radiation also suffers losses due to finite reflectivity of the mirror. That is the natural thing, because losses are there, maybe due to the matter, maybe due to the reflectivity, and so on. So the radiation suffers losses due to finite mirror reflectivity R. Losses may also be due to diffraction and scattering. For sustained oscillations in the cavity, the losses must be exactly compensated by gain, as I told you earlier. So what is the definition of threshold population inversion? It is the minimum population inversion density that is required to overcome the losses. Now here we do a bit of mathematics. We assume that when the radiation enters this laser cavity, at this input it has the it has the intensity I naught, then it traverses the distance d through the active medium that is in the resonator cavity. When it reaches the other end, you see the gain is also effective, because I have taken the active medium, and the attenuation is also there because of the limitations of medium or the reflectivity of the mirrors. So when it reaches the other end, the intensity remains to what? I0 e raised to gamma minus 1 into d, because it is the function of the distance traveled. Now you see, if I put gamma equal to 0, the intensity will surely be attenuated, because what remains? I0 e raised to minus alpha d. That means the intensity falls. And if there is only gain, what happens? It only increases, because I0 e raised to gamma minus alpha. In case of when there is gamma only and alpha is equals to 0. So here at the other end the intensity must be this or x. So you see, you can realize the difference between amplification and oscillation. When these two forces, two agents, they balance each other, we obtain an intensity because gamma minus alpha is equals to 0 here. Then we have the intensity I0 that remains same. And now what happens? The radiation does not remain here and it reflects back. When it reflects back, there is, because of the reflectivity R2, I have R2 I0 e raised to gamma minus alpha into T. This we have seen in the optics, undergraduate optics books, that when a radiation falls on some reflecting medium, a part of energy is absorbed and we have the reflected wave as R reflectivity into intensity. Now again, when it reaches to the initial position, it is definitely multiplied by 1 exponential factor, that means e raised to gamma minus alpha into d. So I have R2 I0 e raised to twice alpha minus gamma minus alpha into, then it reflects back from R1 and the reflectivity is of course R1. So I multiply by R1 here and the process goes on so and so forth. Now you see, what is the change in intensity? This is one round trip because radiation comes this way, then it comes up to this point, then it again emerges out from R1. So we may compare between this point and this point, and that gives what is required here. So let us obtain the expression for threshold population inversion. You see, D is the length of resonator, R1 and R2 are the reflectivities of mirrors, alpha is the average loss per unit length, that includes all mechanisms which are responsible for diffraction and scattering. I0 is the input intensity of radiation that leaves the mirror M1 initially. Also gamma is the gain coefficient, gamma is positive, here alpha is also positive, but you see that the sign before alpha is negative. So gamma is positive for an amplifying or gain medium like ruby. So e raised to gamma d, it is a factor by which radiation is amplified on propagating distance d through the medium. That means for a distance x, it must be e raised to gamma x. And similarly, in case of loss, we must have e raised to minus alpha x over x distance. We may summarize it like this. At mirror M1 on exit, the intensity is I naught. Then when the ray is incident at R2, we must have I naught e raised to gamma minus alpha into d, that you understand. And here you see, when it is reflected from R2, the reflected wave must be R2 into I0 e raised to gamma minus alpha into d. Then it turns back and it falls on mirror R1. When it falls on mirror R1, you see it is again multiplied by the factor e raised to gamma minus alpha into d. Then it traverses the medium and then it is reflected from mirror R1 and it is once again the emergent ray from mirror M1 like this. So it becomes R1 into R2 into I0 e raised to twice alpha gamma minus alpha into d. So let us assume this quantity as I1. I0 is the initial intensity on exit and I1 is the intensity after one complete round trip, that is emergent. So I can put I1 equal to I R1 R2 I0 e raised to twice alpha gamma minus alpha into d. For laser oscillations, this I1 must be greater than I0, because normally what happens, the intensity of radiation as it propagates diminishes, but in case of laser we want to have an amplifying medium. That is why in place of loss in intensity, the intensity goes on increasing. That is the point to be noted, that is the thing to be underlined. For laser oscillations we must have I1 greater than or equal to I naught, and we substitute the terms from here. That means from here I substitute the terms, then cancelling I naught on either side, I get the condition. This must be, the LHS must be greater than or equal to I1 for threshold, laser threshold. For now, for steady state continuous wave, that means neither amplification nor loss nor decay, we must have this term must be equal to 1. And for population inversion, this must be greater than 1. That is, for one round trip gain must be greater than the round trip loss for each trip. Now you see the increasing intensity. This is necessary, this is essential for increasing intensity inside the laser. Ultimately, this does not go on for forever, because ultimately what happens, the saturation effects are there and they take over, and the amplification process does not go beyond limits. So this the decrease in inversion, the decrease in population inversion is always there. Yes, of course we may increase this gamma and we may set the reflectivities. So by controlling this parameter, the We may choose a medium in which losses are less. We may set the distance d, and reflectivities are a matter of research. So we may set the threshold condition to a lower level, or where whatever we wish we may do. Because that decreases the energy requirement also. Now you see, taking the log of either side of equation 4, what we obtain? Log of 1 is 0, and natural log of r1 r2, plus when I take the log of e raised to theta, I get theta, because log to the base e of e must be 1. Simplifying it, I see gamma is equals to alpha minus 1 by 2d natural log r1 r2, where the parameter alpha we have discussed, d we have discussed, and r1 and r2 we have discussed. These are the parameters of they are called the passive cavity parameters, because what makes the cavity active is the gain coefficient only. From here we obtain that for sustained oscillations we must have gamma equal to greater than or equal to alpha minus 1 by 2d natural log r1 r2. It depends only on the passive cavity parameters. Passive cavity lifetime, that is here defined like this: TC, passive cavity lifetime. Now you see, because the exponent must be dimensionless here, so we have the dimension of gamma must be per centimeter. So Tc is the time in which the energy in the cavity reduces by a factor of 1 by T. It reduces by a factor of 1 by T. From equation 4, we see intensity after a complete round trip I1 equal to R1 R2 e raised to twice alpha minus gamma into D. That is the thing we have studied here. Now, in the absence of amplification by the medium, if gain is 0, as I told you earlier, the intensity, because of the loss, because of the loss, the intensity must be I naught R1 R2 e raised to minus 2 alpha D. Or rearranging it, I see that I can raise it over this, provided I take the natural log of R1 R2, then I can write it in this form: I naught e raised to minus 2 alpha D minus ln R1 R2. This is the time for one complete round trip. The distance traveled is 2d. Velocity in medium is c by n0. Time t is equals to 2d by v. That means 2d by c by n naught. That means 2 n0 d by c. So what I see here, I obtain. Now this is in absence of the gain, of course. If I equate equation 3 and 4 here, because this I have calculated by raw method, that means the wave travels a distance 2d effectively for a one round trip with velocity c by n naught. So naturally the time must be this. But here is also a time. So these quantities must be same. By definition of passive cavity lifetime, I have I naught e raised to minus 2 alpha d minus ln I r1 r2. The intensity must be same. Now you see here I naught e raised to minus t by tau c, and cancelling I naught on either side and taking the log here on simplification. What I see, 2d n naught by c tau c is equals to 2 alpha d minus ln r1 r2. So I get 1 over tau c is equals to c by 2d n naught bracket 2 alpha d minus ln r1 r2. Now since di by dz is equals to minus alpha I, that is the intensity loss as it propagates through the distance z under the loss parameter alpha, where alpha is equal to pi c by omega n0 squared 1 over t spontaneous into g omega into n1 minus n2 equals to minus omega. This we have seen from the threshold, the amplification process and Einstein relations. Now you see, uh, at the threshold, gamma must be alpha minus 1 over 2d natural log r1 r2. This we have already seen here. Using equations 7 and 5, we obtain 1 over tau c is equals to c by 2 d n naught, and rest log of r1 r2 I can substitute here. 1 over tau c is equals to c by 2d n naught bracket 2d gamma, because this vector, if I pull 2d outside, I get alpha minus here natural log r1 r2 is equals to gamma minus 2d gamma minus alpha minus 2d gamma, rather alpha minus 2d gamma. So I get c by 2d and not here and 2 alpha d, 2 alpha d minus natural log r1 r2. So I get gamma c by n naught. Whence we get gamma is equal to n0 c by tc. Using this equation, in equation 6, we obtain gamma c by omega n naught squared 1 over t spontaneous g omega line width bracket n1 minus n2. So this must be equal to minus of the gamma. So minus gamma is minus n0 by c dc. From here we obtain the difference of populations n2 minus n1 equal to rest to cross multiply, and rearranging we see that n2 minus n1 equals to 4 nu square n0 cube by c cube t spontaneous by t c. What is tc here? tc is the passive cavity lifetime. So I get 4 nu square n0 cube by c cube t spontaneous by t cavity lifetime into 1 over the line width. If n2 is greater than n1, we have population inversion density for amplification, and for this term equal, we have the condition for threshold population inversion for oscillations of laser. That means laser oscillation. So for now, uh, this is up till now we have studied in this lecture about the threshold condition, which is a very important condition, and in next lectures we will have a discussion about the 2-level laser, 3-level laser, and in the next lecture after that we will study 4-level lecture. So till then you go through it from books Ghatak and Tyagarajan, Swelto, Yari, etc. and make notes, and these notes are being shared in the description box also. Thank you very much.